Welcome to this Evolving Mindfully pause for practice, and welcome to the beautiful Kerala, India, where I am dropping in from. And even though I am so far away and taking an opportunity to take a longer pause for a deeper practice to resource myself, to stay steady and to stay within my capacity to respond generatively, meaningfully, purposefully to everything that's happening in my personal life, in our collective, all of it. I am thinking of you back home, and I'll admit, just my own transparency. I often, when I come out for times like this, I feel, especially now, like, am I abandoning my communities when they're most in need? And I think, the reminder is, and I really want to offer it to each of you, because I know for myself that it can be very difficult to create the time and the space and dedicate the resources to really nourishing ourselves and dropping into practices that support our capacity for our own healing and transformation, and therefore for our contributions to collective healing and transformation. However we do that, wherever it shows up, whatever our vocation is, whatever our role and responsibilities are in the world, we can all bring those pieces, and that is a big piece of doing what we can. And so I am thinking of you and wanting to take a pause in my day here to offer a mini practice, and also just to say that, one of the things that I am really being nourished by here, which I didn't consciously anticipate, was, the way that the stories that give rise to, that are emerge in this land through this culture in these places, alongside the yogic practices, the Eightfold Path, the breath work, the concentration, the attention to the inner space, the attentiveness to our experience, the asana practice, the meditation, all of it is birthed alongside and gives expression to the stories of the Devis, and the stories of what the human nature is within, and what it creates therefore as a reflection of what's within, without. And the ways that the practices really do prepare us to meet times like the times we're in, where there is this heightened elevation of an egoic form of leadership that is really disregarding, exploitative of other beings, other humans, difference, all of the other beings within the life world that we reside among. And that those stories and the ways that the embodiments of the wisdom, the courage, the strength, the service, the illumination, the heart, knowing our own path, walking our own path with all of that, really it's what the practices and it's what the stories are really offering up to us. And so that has been really beautiful. I've seen the stories in dance last night. I've embodied them in myself. It's caused me to go back. Thank you. Shout out to Sienna Sherman's most beautiful, amazing, comprehensive program, Mythic Yoga Flow, where she really delivers the way, and she does embody with decades of deep practice in reverence and in reciprocity with the different stories and the Devis, the gods, the goddesses that are emerging, and it's so rich, it's so deep. So I've been working with that daily as well, and it's been amazing. So together now I offer you a pause for practice. So wherever you are in your day or night, take a moment, and we'll be about 10 minutes-ish. And if you're lying and you need to lie, stay lying. If you're sitting and you've been sitting all day and you're like, ugh, I need to stand. I'm going to stand, but any of these movement suggestions, breath suggestions, and the visualization can be modified based on, you know, the posture, the position that you decide to place yourself in. But if you'd like to stand with me, let's do that now. And just take a moment and just open up your arms, place your hands forward, lift each foot, spread the toes, place the foot back down, sort of really feeling that sense of making contact consciously with the ground. Lift the other foot if you have your shoes on and want to kick them off, go for it. Spread the toes. You can also do this in shoes. You can do this on the floor. You can feel the contact of the ground spreading, your contact with the ground or with earth or what you're sitting on spreading in whatever position you're in. And just open then your heart space. Feel a little bit just a sense of inward, like feeling a little spaciousness between the rib cage open. Let your arms fall to your sides and open your hands with palms up. You can do this lying or sitting. And just take a moment and notice. Notice what you notice in your body. No need to change anything or try to do anything differently. Just noticing the sensations, any tightness, any aches, any holding, any places of relaxation, of ease, of settledness, anything in between, and your physical noticing. Notice your breath without changing your breath, just noticing, is it shallow, is it deep, where is it going, where is it flowing, where is it not flowing? And then take a moment and just notice any place. We'll give several breaths, several rounds of breaths in this, and you can choose one place in your body or you can choose to focus on several, but choose a place where you feel a sense of gripping or tightening or any stress or holding. And just take a long, deep, smooth inhale now. Consciously directing the breath. And then at the culmination of your inhale, whenever that happens, just pause for a moment. And as you exhale, just let the breath go out smooth. And try to make the exhale and inhale of equal duration. So however deep and long your breath is on the inhale, breathe it in and send your awareness, which brings the prana that the breath delivers, into that place where you're experiencing or you've chosen to focus. And when you culminate on your next inhale, just hold the inhale for a moment and just let the prana kind of open, concentrate there, and then as you exhale, let the breath out long and equal duration to the inhale, and just invite a softening, invite a releasing in that area of your body. Let's take 2 more breaths like that. And just noticing the breath as it comes in, staying with it, sending it into that part of your body. You may notice that some movement kind of comes with that. Maybe there's a reverberation in other parts of your body as you focus there. Maybe some little arching, little gestures of movement, subtle, but that start to sort of bring that natural spanda, the natural opening and closing, ebbing and flowing, just that gentle baseline of movement, wave-like movement that is at the very core, the very essence of all matter, has even been discovered in quantum physics, is wave, energy waves. We can get rigid, we can get stiff, we hold for lots of different reasons. And just bringing through the breath and through this subtle delivery into one area, just inviting that full kind of return to a more supple expression within your own being. And on the next exhale, just let it out all the way, and then open up again into Tadasana, mountain pose. And just, again, notice what you notice. Notice any shifts, notice any changes in your body, in your breath, in the way you're feeling in this moment. And then with the next inhale, take the arms and just open them up, and you're kind of drawing the breath through the chest, focusing on the heart. Open your arms up, trying not to close all the way at the back. You are sort of pulling the back together, and then exhale, take it in a big hug, and you keep the shoulders kind of down away from the ears, across one arm over the other, and then kind of feel into your tailbone. Drop the tailbone down and feel into the top of the head, the crown, and drop it down, and just feel that elongation, a little traction in your spine. You can draw the belly back and take an inhale here, and breathe the breath into the back of the body, opening behind the shoulder blades. Again, draw the shoulders down. Notice if they kind of creep up tight near the ears. Keep space between the ears and the shoulder. One more breath, and you can press through your feet, let your belly draw up. Breathe into the mid-back and behind the shoulder blades, and then as you exhale, curl in just a little more, maximizing that traction. And then as you inhale, press through the feet, roll through the spine, long vertebrae by vertebrae. Keep your hands connected to your arms and kind of come forward with the arms on the inhale, and just feel that sense of touch. Take a moment, clasp the hands here, whichever hand, will do the other side, it doesn't matter, is in front. Drop the shoulders, take an inhale, pull the hands apart, and feel that opening at the front of your heart, and exhale, release. Take one more breath like this, breathing in. Pull the hands with some resistance against one another. Breathe into the sides of the body. And exhale, release, and just let the arms come back here, and then take the next inhale and open it up, making note of what hand was in front, what hand was on top, and exhale, taking the opposite arm on top. Again, take the shoulders away from the ears. You're curling at the back. There's a bend in the knees, hugging around. Take a few breaths here, focusing again on that sense of spondyle. Like as you inhale, you're kind of bringing the flow of the breath into the spine, stretching, opening, drawing the shoulder blades open, the neck long, the spine long, the low back relaxes. And take the next inhale, fill up one more time. Hold the inhale for a moment. Just feel the movement of the energy on the held breath. And then exhale. Last time on the exhale, as you do, just accentuate the curl a little more as the body empties of air. And then inhale, slowly press through the feet. Roll up, and then let your arms stay with your hands. And feel the sense of touch, feel your sense of touch, like placing yourself with yourself. I'm here, offering myself care, attention, practices to support my system. Again, clasp now the opposite hand in front, draw the shoulders away. There's a slight bend in the knees. Take the inhale and pull away as you do, and open the chest. And as you exhale, just release the pulling away with the hands. Let the chest relax and fall. Take one more inhale. Pull away. Feel that sense of resistance. There's so much that we resist, and then what happens when we just soften it? It doesn't mean we accept. It doesn't mean we allow. It doesn't mean we give permission to something. We make it okay, but we just sort of relax our resistance to it, that can open up space for a shift in perspective, for a new way forward, for an idea that might not come if we're in that gripping. Take one more inhale. Feel that sense of resistance. Anything you're resisting right now that's like full on for you, you're holding on so tight, and then just bring that in your mind's eye as you take this last just softening. And just softening, 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 opening space, just a little turning down of the resistance, and just open now up. Back to mountain pose. Take a little, actually shake. Let's do a little shaking out. Just taking a little shake of your body, shake your arms, shake your legs, let things jiggle. And let your lips be like a horse. I love to spend time with horses, and it's such a just a release. They do it as like just a stress, sort of letting it off, letting it out. We can learn so much from our animal kin about how to let go and how to release gripping energy in our bodies and systems. So once you've done that, settle out. Just take a moment, open up. And if something came to you just now, something personal in the collective, whatever it is that you're resisting, just noticing that. Let yourself be with it for a moment, just standing as the mountain and just allowing yourself to, with the strength of the mountain, the steadiness of a mountain, like being in deep time of the mountain, right? Mountains do not have a sense of urgency. They are functioning on a deep time scale. And urgency can be useful, and it can also be a sign that we are reactive and activated, and often the most skillful and effective responses do not come out of that energy. So just take a moment and feel like yourself next to, alongside whatever it is you're resisting. Just taking a few breaths and just inviting that sense of just backing off the resistance just slightly, just enough that you can open up to maybe see something within it or within the greater context of the circumstance that creates some space for seeing it differently, possibility, how to be in relationship with it that's generative, constructive, proactive, allowing to a degree that needs to in order for something to shift, whatever it is. There are multitudes of modes of relation that are outside of that resistance that is very static, right? It holds things, it binds things. With the next inhale, take the arms up and around the head. Take Anjali Mudra above your head and then draw the hands down to the third eye. May this practice support us to see what it is that we're resisting, to have the opening of perspective so that we can respond to it. It may be to try to impact and affect change. Doesn't mean that we accept it and we allow it, but we allow our own resistant energy to give way to something that can really help shift and alter. Take a deep inhale. Let the hands trace down the nose, the lips, just pausing at your lips. May this practice support us to be attentive, mindful, aware of our inner thought world, dialogue, outer speech around whatever this is, so that we can open up. We can think in broader terms. We can think through different kinds of strategies to address this and speak them out, give them expression in the world. With the next breath, draw down, trace the sternum down to your heart space, place your thumbs right into your heart space, feel the beating of your own heart. Just taking a moment to honor the principles, the values, the integrity, the love that brings us into resistance to things. That is really the essence of what we want to respond to and through as we try to meet and affect change where we desire to do so. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, just slowly release. Thank you so much for joining me. I am really grateful to practice with you in this community. Please let me know how you are. Reach out if you're wanting to create some space for a deeper pause in practice. You can tune in to Tanya and I's Leaning In Retreat in Portugal